Hi, I'm Randy Robison. This is Life Today TV. You may have heard of John Eldredge, but have you met his better half? Stasi Eldredge is with me. Stasi, good to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you came down and support your husband and he can support you.
Yes.
Now, you are an author too.
Yeah, John and I actually wrote Captivating together.
Yep.
And then we wrote Love and War together.
Yep.
And then I've just released Becoming Myself, Embracing God's Dream of You, all by myself.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
good for you. I know
Thank
it's a lot of
you.
hard work. I'm going to ask you about that, but were you a writer before you guys met?
Well, not, published, but I'm a journaler, and I love writing stories, poetry,
So this isn't an author husband dragging you into it.
No.
This is something you're passionate about.
Yes, exactly.
Glad
Yeah.
to hear it. Give me a little bit of an overview on Becoming Myself.
Okay, well.
Who else could you become?
Well, very many people. Lots of people want to tell us who we are.
Yeah, true,
And
true.
there's all kinds of veils that we put on in trying to present a more pleasing person that we think will get accepted when God has created us to be uniquely ourselves. So part of the journey of our healing and sanctification and falling in love more with Jesus as we know him means that we become more our true selves, becoming myself, as people get to do.
That's not always a good thing, I think, in people's minds.
Oh, but
Right?
it can be. It can be. See, the thing is that so many women and men as well struggle with the thought of, I can never change. And these things that I do struggle with, I better just keep them down here and hidden as much as possible and try to cover them. And the truth is, we can change. God is in the business of changing us. He says we are being transformed into the very image of Christ. So we want to cooperate with him in that process, not fight him in it, but participate.
How do you convince someone that the God image of themselves is their true self, as opposed to the inner secret center that we all know we are?
Oh, we have to come to know the love of Jesus more profoundly. And see, the thing is, okay, sidetrack. I have a magnifying mirror that I like to look in, to pluck, to groom, to do things with. And my husband wants me to throw it away, and someday I will. But I'm not ready yet. But the truth is, the only reflection that really matters is the one I see in my God's eyes. We have to stop basing our identity, how we feel about ourselves, on our pasts, on our failures, on our sin, but begin to step into the fullness of the full work of Christ and who he says we are in Jesus. It's a process. We don't just jump into it, but it's available. More life, more healing, and we're created to be ourselves. Like, you're you. You're the only one who gets to be you. Like, you're the best you there ever was. So go ahead and be you. Be the one that God created you to be, the one he intended when he dreamed of you.
Mm-hmm. So when God says we are new creations in him, that's our true self.
It's our true self, but look, we have a personality. We're all not cookie cutters. He's not a God of uniformity. He likes our quirkiness, our differences, our shades, the things that we bring. And he doesn't want to just trash those, our taste. What he wants is to restore them so that we get to be our unique selves in him.
A lot of women authors write just more to women.
Yes.
This sounds like a message that resonates with men as well.
Yes, it really does.
Are you finding that?
I'm really finding that. I wrote it since I'm a woman and I share my stories and they're women's stories. I wrote it to women, but I've heard from many men and they could just change her to him. I mean, truth is truth, and it certainly applies.
Yeah. Something my daughters should hear, teenagers, girls, right?
Oh, it's a battle. This is just a tough world to grow up in. Yeah. But to know that we were created on purpose, that we don't have to squeeze ourselves into some kind of emotional or spiritual Spanx to be acceptable, which isn't saying our sin is great or there's not things that we want to grow in and change. There are. Right. But the unique way that God has fashioned us, we want to grow in knowing him, loving him. And the more we love him, the more our true selves we become.
Good point. Good point. Good stuff. Can't wait to see you on Live Today.
Thank you.
Be sure to check them out, livetoday.org. John and Stacey Eldredge together on the program. And their website, ransomedheart.com. They can find out more about you, get your book, see other great stuff.
Yeah, or meet me on Facebook.
Meet you on Facebook. What's your Facebook?
Stacey Eldredge.
Great.
There you go.
Check it out. Thanks for sitting down with me. I appreciate it.